Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a story for you here today titled, I dumped my fiance because I found out that she was hooking up with my entire friend group. Now, let me just say, this is a fantastic reason to throw out a fiance. Hell, I don't care if they were married. This is absolutely divorce territory. This is kick the woman out territory. This is never speak to her ever again. I don't care how much she cries or how much she begs to come back, guys. Women like this are irredeemable. Okay, let's jump into the story here. But before we do, guys, just a reminder, I have set up a second channel where I will be reacting to crazy women over on TikTok. So if you thought these articles were bad, you know, if you're interested in taking a listen to some of these women in the flesh, I'm going to be doing a daily TikTok reaction video, mostly, at least, over on my second channel. The link will be in the pinned comment. So let's jump right into this story here before I completely lose my marbles. This will be the last video I do today because these people are just clinically insane. Okay, a 32-year-old man recounts how his seemingly perfect engagement imploded after a brutal revelation. His fiancée had been secretly hooking up with multiple members of his friend group. Imagine just, guys, like the disgust you would have in this situation. I can't even imagine it. He says, we were supposed to get married in 3 months. I'm a 32-year-old dude, and my ex-fiancée is 29. We had been together for nearly 4 years and engaged for the last 10 months. The wedding was scheduled. The venue was booked. Invites sent out. I really thought I was settling down with the one. Here's the problem, guys. Okay, so many dudes. What is this? This guy was 32. They met when he was 28. So this guy probably worked hard. Okay, got to 28 years of age, and he finally thinks he's found the one. Here's the problem. By the time you're a 29-year-old dude, guys, and you're dating a woman who's maybe a couple of years younger than you, whatever, these women have been screwing around for years. You know, you'll have these guys who think that they've won. Okay, they finally found the one. They found their dream girl. Man, these women have been passed around so damn much. It's not even funny, okay? You have to go into the middle of nowhere to find women who have not been with a whole bunch of dudes at this point, right? You take some like 26-year-old woman, guys, like she's single. What do you think? She's like a widow or something? You know, she's been in a marriage for the past, like, you know, 6 years or whatever. No, they've been with a whole bunch of dudes, guys, and the behavior continues oftentimes. She was bubbly, she was warm, she was charming, and my entire friend group loved her. Interesting. Almost too much in hindsight. I've known my core group of guys, 5 of them, for over a decade, he says. We have gone through everything together. College, careers, breakups, vacations, drunken bar nights, etc. I thought these guys were my brothers, but it turns out some of them were gunning for something else entirely. So this dude has a friend group, 5 dudes, you know, been friends for a long time. It started with a weird vibe at one of our group hangouts. We were all at my buddy Luke's house watching a UFC fight, and I noticed my fiance and my friend Josh laughing together. Nothing crazy, but her hand lingered on his shoulder a bit too long. I brushed it off. Then, over the next few weeks, I started catching odd things. One of the guys would make a joke, and she'd glance at him in this strange, familiar way, or she'd suddenly forget that someone had texted her, even though I'd seen the preview pop up. I didn't want to be paranoid, so I kept letting it go until I absolutely couldn't. And again, right? Men will notice these things. Oftentimes, guys, in these stories, or maybe you've experienced it before, okay, is men will notice things that are wrong. They will have this gut feeling that tells them that, hey, this woman is screwing them over, or she's doing something that she shouldn't be doing, right? Which are typically one and the same. But the guys will brush off this feeling. They'll think, you know, oh, it's nothing, right? I don't want to be insecure. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the crazy boyfriend. I don't want to be the boyfriend that all of her friends, you know, shame her for because I'm concerned about this or that. But the truth is, guys, I mention this quite often, is that men have these feelings for a reason, right? If you understand that something is off, this is not something to just brush aside because you're a trusting person and you're a good guy, okay? There's a reason why your biology reacts this way, because it senses that there is not monogamy here. You know, if you guys have kids, there's a good chance it's not yours, right? And it's your biology trying to tell you that. Anyway, one night she left her phone unlocked on the coffee table, and I saw a notification. This is how oftentimes these women get busted, by the way, guys, is literally just notifications. They forget their phone somewhere, they leave it open, they have notifications, whatever. Still thinking about that night, hit me up if he goes out again. And he says, I clicked into it and I found what I found wrecked me. There were multiple conversations with multiple guys from my own friend group. I won't go into the grimy details, but it was clear that she had been hooking up with at least 3 of them. One of the messages even referenced something that happened to my own birthday party while I was passed out in the other room. Okay, questionable drinking practices aside, guys, here, you know, the passing out at what age is this guy? Like 32? Why are we passing out at 32? I have no idea. But to each their own. Okay, this woman is hooking up with dudes at the parties that they are both attending. Right? 3+ different men. And this is what I'm saying, guys, is when you have these women who have these sorts of habits, right? They're like 26 when you meet them, 27, 28. They've clearly been with a bunch of guys. The behavior oftentimes is very deeply rooted, and oftentimes they will return to these sorts of behaviors, whether that be with you, which oftentimes it is, or maybe they break up with you and, you know, or they do a bunch of concerning things which causes the implosion of the relationship and so on. They eventually return to the same habits that they were doing that got them up until the age at which you met them, right? There's a reason why these women are like single at 26, 27, 28, etc. These women can find boyfriends, they can find husbands, they can find long-term relationships when they are 18. You know, you can have some woman, she can find a man when she's 18, married at 23, 24, whatever, and it would be done. But no, okay? We screw around until we're 26, and then we want to meet a guy, 27, 28, etc. Like, absolutely not. And they don't stop, man. A lot of the party girls, they simply don't stop. He says, I didn't explode. I didn't throw her stuff on the lawn. I don't know why he just, I see, because he was, you know, going to throw it out and kick her out. I see. I was like, why are we just throwing her stuff on the lawn? That's just, okay, but he's referencing kicking her out. He says, I just disconnected. I took screenshots of everything, emailed them, and sat down with her when she got out of the shower. I told her plainly, I have seen everything. You do not need to explain, and the wedding is off. I think she thought that I was bluffing. She started crying, went into full denial, and then when that didn't work, she tried to pivot to blaming me. You were always working, I felt lonely, etc. But she didn't deny any facts because she couldn't. I love how just like pathetic, right? The blaming on men is, okay? Oh, you were always working. I guarantee you, right? If this dude wasn't working as much as he was, then the excuse would be because he's not working enough, and you know, he's not providing. And you know, no matter what the dude did, she would always find a way to blame it on him. And this is why when I read these stories, guys, like sometimes, you know, afterwards the dudes, they self-reflect and they feel like they have done a lot wrong, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been working that whole time. But the thing is, the women were always going to have an issue with it, right? They're always going to try and flip it back on you. You have someone that cheats on you, especially with your friends. You could be the most perfect man. She'll call you too perfect and say that she felt like she didn't deserve you and that's why she did it. Okay, the reason will adapt to whatever it is that you are personally. So it doesn't actually matter. A lot of guys, they try and take blame for these things, right? And I understand there's benefit in trying to take responsibility in things so you can avoid it. But oftentimes there's just not really much responsibility to be taken here, guys. Like, the women are going to come up with a reason no matter what. Let's continue. The fallout was nuclear, he says. I didn't just cut her off, I cut all of them off. Every guy involved. I deleted the group chat. I removed people on socials. I blocked their numbers. Finally, someone does this. The sad part, one of them even tried to apologize. The others either ghosted me or had the audacity to act like I was overreacting. I later heard through mutuals that one of the guys, Josh, is now talking to her. Birds of a feather, I guess. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. He says, it's been 6 months. Okay, 6 months since I nuked that part of my life. The silence has been going good. I've been healing. I've made new friends, etc. He even started seeing someone new. I still don't fully trust people the way I used to, but I'm working on that. One lesson I learned the hard way is when somebody gives you a bad gut feeling, do not ignore it. The second lesson, your loyalty should be earned and not assumed. I agree with these things, guys, here, particularly the bad gut feeling. If you're a dude and you're in these situations, right, and you have a bad gut feeling, chances are your gut feeling is just straight up correct. I'm going to keep it honest with you guys. Like, men have these gut feelings for a reason. and the women should be thrown out. Absolutely. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.